What are some effective ways for students or new employees to make meaningful connections at events or conferences?
First of all, eye contact and a smile are excellent starters. Great networking means one person is not doing all of the talking, so ensure it is a real back and forth conversation. You'll likely receive a lot of questions about yourself, but also make sure you are asking questions of the other person as well.
How do you recommend students and new professionals handle rejection or setbacks in networking efforts?
I don't think there really are setbacks at networking events because you're learning with every conversation. Keep making an effort, as it only really takes one good connection to open that door for you. If you struggle at in-person events, feel free to connect with people afterwards on LinkedIn. Connect with people who attended. You could say you were at the event but didn't have a chance to speak with them directly, but would like to connect now.
How can students and new professionals effectively network in a virtual or remote work environment?
When you are joining virtual calls or a virtual platform, make sure you log into that platform early and log in with your first and last name. If there is space, add your company or your school as well. This can help people search for you after the call and make more connections. Also ensure that your camera is on for every virtual meeting to positively impact connections that you've made online.
How do you maintain and nurture professional relationships once they've been established?
I believe the number one way to nurture and maintain a professional relationship is to be truthful, respectful, and polite. It's normal to disagree with people, but it is imperative in the workplace to always remain respectful.
How important do you think networking is for career advancement, and what advice would you give to those just starting out?
I think networking is very important for career advancement, and it's not just external networking. After you start at an organization, take advantage of all the internal networking opportunities they offer. Make sure you're attending the company barbecues, after hours, lunch and learns. Take advantage of those opportunities to learn more about the organization, learn more about your colleagues and your coworkers, and practice those networking skills internally.
What are some common mistakes that people make when networking, and how can they be avoided?
So you've probably heard the suggestion for the 2-minute elevator pitch, but a 2-minute elevator speech can take up way too much valuable time when you're at a networking event. So I recommend that you put together a verbal business card, which is a succinct 30-second or less soundbite of the essential elements that you can offer, what your goals are and what you can offer to a potential employer or to someone you're networking with. Practice your pitch and your verbal career brand to convey what your unique key strengths are. And this verbal career brand is generally very helpful at all types of networking events.
What role does social media play in professional networking, and how should individuals leverage it effectively?
We know from our research and our clients that nearly 90% of agriculture and food employers use social media to support their recruitment efforts. So you are more than likely already on Instagram or Snapchat, other social media platforms. You're used to the idea of having a profile, posting content, engaging with your newsfeed. LinkedIn is no different, though the skill set you're advertising or talking about differs substantially. LinkedIn is more professional than any other social networking platform out there. It's not about friendships and influence, it's about networking and creating valuable connections.
What advice would you give to someone who is shy or introverted when it comes to networking?
It is completely normal to be nervous in networking situations. Practice your pitch, as it can be difficult to sell yourself. If you really struggle talking about yourself, look for personal connections with the person you're networking with. It may be that you're connected to them via your college or their alma mater, the location you're at, or their career path, or the organization's products, services, or mission statement. It's much easier to build a conversation around similarities when you are networking with someone new.
Have you found mentorship to be a valuable aspect of professional networking? And if so, what advice would you give to individuals seeking mentors in their field?
I have found mentors to be very valuable when developing networking skills. Supervisors and colleagues can really help by suggesting appropriate events. They can support you at that event when you are new. They can purposefully introduce you to others and provide an example on good networking techniques.
What are the most important qualities or skills for effective networking, and how can individuals develop these skills early in their careers?
Be prepared. You can't anticipate what anyone will say or ask, but do some research to understand the purpose of the event. For example, if you're going to a fundraiser, know what the funds are being raised for, research the group so you can have a conversation about the charity or elements of the fundraiser. If it's a golf tournament, research a bit about the course, how old it is, if anyone interesting has played there, so you have something to begin a conversation with.
How can those joining the workforce stand out when networking in a competitive field?
We're in a print to digital transition period in the business world. There are still many benefits to both, and there's people who prefer one or the other. Your best bet is to go into networking sessions prepared with printed business cards and with a digital business card link ready to share.